Hi there YouTube, this is the Magnus bringing you another Total War Warhammer online ladder battle. This time I once again went with the Warriors of Chaos because I am going to make this work come hell or high water. And my opponent chose the Empire in a very... well, we'll take a look at his build in a second. Anyways, I have interspersed my Forsaken with Aspiring Champions. So I have four Forsaken and 3 Aspiring Champions. I have 2 Warriors with Halberds, and I have a flying army of a Sorcerer, 2 Feral Manticores, and a Chaos Lord. And then I also have 2 Chaos Warhounds, 1 with Poison and 1 without. Now my opponent built basically a counter build for Chaos is what he brought. He's counting on the fact that he can have flying superiority, and he's counting on the fact that I'll have low mobility, which we almost always do, because the only thing that can catch an Outrider is a flying unit, which he's got flying to protect them, and they protect the flyers. And the only other thing that would catch them would be Warhounds, which nobody brings except for me. But I only have 2 of them. So let's take a look and see how this plays out. So right away I'm getting shot at right out the gate, and I move my flyers forward to see how he's going to respond to that, and to see if I can't kill something, get something off of me. Initially I'm not able to. I'm not doing anything with my infantry line, he's not doing anything with his, and I still have those fellas hidden. I fire a fireball off at the General of the Empire just to put some extra damage on him in case we get into this flying match. I shouldn't say in case, I should say when. And I decide just to swarm one of these Outriders and take it out as quickly as possible, and I'm able to do that. And then I target the next one, start moving that way, and then I start spreading out my flyers to try to hit as many of the Outriders as possible and deal as much damage as possible while he's just kind of sitting there with his flyers. Now he decides to bring them in all on my 1 Manticore, and they just absolutely crush it in next to no time, which is was surprising to me that it was that easy for him to crush one of my flying units. So now I have everything back together to avoid that sort of thing, and I'm chasing the one Outrider that's furthest away from the rest. I'm going to take another fireball shot at the General. It's going to clip him and then go nowhere. So the flying fight is going to ensue now. I put everything down on the General of the Empire. I imagine he's doing the same thing to me. I even use standard die. Looks like he's using standard die as well. But he has all these, Outriders gathered around, so I'm using my infantry to scare them off a bit, but also to start pushing towards his line to wipe these guys out, because I have a feeling this flying fiasco is not going to go in my favor. And as you see, another Feral Manticore drops out. He runs away with the General of the Empire. He's just too quick for me. So now it's a 2-on-2, my Lord and my Sorcerer versus his 2 captains, but of course they have healing potions. And now, while he's very distracted, and even I am, I'm going to start bringing over the Warhounds, hoping to use them to clean up these Outriders, because they are fast enough to catch them, and when they do, they will chew them apart. So yeah, here the flying battle's going on. He's used his potions on both of his Empire captains, so they're feeling fine. The General of the Empire, I believe, had already used his, so he's not as beat up, but I'm chasing him, and I have Forsaken chasing some Outriders, and then while I'm chasing his General, he's got the Empire captains chasing me. They're gonna catch, and we're gonna have a fight here shortly. But my Chaos Warhounds, I split them. I send one this way and one that way to get after his Outriders. Meanwhile, my infantry is still advancing towards his infantry. So taking a look at the flying battle here, I get one of the Empire captains low again, and for the love of God, I can't break his leadership. I just wish he would run. I don't need to kill him. I just want him to run. Standard die is up. I'm using Flaming Sword of Ruin to get extra damage on them. I send the Sorcerer to go after his is General of the Empire. I bring back my other Feral Manticore. We're having a big love fest there. Over here, my Chaos Warhounds are chewing on his Outriders. They're still able to shoot somewhat, but it's not going to save them. Over here, my Chaos Warhounds, for reasons I do not know, just decide to have one Chaos Warhound fight while the rest of them stand there and get shot at. When I do notice it, I fix it, but it makes no sense to me whatsoever why that would happen. So the aftermath of the flying battle is he has an Empire Captain fleeing. I have a Chaos Lord fleeing. His other Empire Captain's fleeing, and now it's Feral Manticore against the Fire Sorcerer, and he's got the better of that for sure. So that's the that's the result of the flying battle. Back here he has an Amber Wizard. He's going to cast that Flock of Doom, I believe it was, on my men on that flank. I have more coming in, and I absolutely have to win this engagement. With how this flying ordeal worked out, my only hope is to win that engagement. So now you'll see my Warhounds are coming back, chasing an Outrider still, but he has two, in really good shape. One that's in decent shape, but I'm making progress. Down in the thick of it, here in the infantry line, he's brought halberdiers, which are quite good against armor, but they're also made for large. They're not made for fighting infantry, and Chaos is made for fighting anything. So his guys are starting to break on the right side. I used the Forsaken to catch his handgunners. They're breaking, and now I'm going to roll up the carpet on them. I'm bringing over the Warhounds because I want them to help me chase units off the field. On second blush, I probably should have kept them over there while his flying was away and took care of those darn Outriders. I'm flying my Chaos Lord as far away as I possibly can. He's going to be useless for the rest of the fight. I just want him to stay alive as long as he possibly can. In come the Poison Warhounds to join the fun and just ripping apart his infantry. Bad day for them, and you're going to see several of them break completely. They shattered, and now I just want to get this Amber Wizard off the field, so I'm going to let the Warhounds take care of him, and in the meantime I'm going to try to reform up my infantry line. And then I start, the gravity of the situation really starts to hit me. I've got a Lord that's far away and could be killed at any time. I don't have any other hero units. I just have a bunch of slow infantry and two Chaos Warhounds. So I decide to hide my infantry in these trees the best I can while they get fired at repeatedly like a firing squad from the Outriders. But if you're judging from the clock up here, this is quite the battle, and there's going to be some parts of it we can skip. But so we're escorting him off the field. We will get him off the field, and in the meantime we are simply just taking gunfire. He's going to rotate around and shoot from the other side, and then I have to rotate, and it's really annoying at this point. He's got flying, I can't touch them. He's got super fast guys, I can't touch him. Every time my Warhound comes out of the forest, they shoot at him. So, but I'm desperate. I decided I'm going to make a run for it. No, gonna go back. And now my other Chaos Warhound's back because the Amber Wizard's gone, but he dispatches his Feral Manticore to go kill my Chaos Lord, and there's absolutely nothing I can do about it. These Warhounds got a couple of bites in, but they got chased off. So let's just we're gonna go super speed here for a little bit because there's nothing going on but me getting shot at. But I'm not gonna give up. Like, a lot of people might hit the quit button right now. All you've got is some beat up infantry, and he's got, Empire Captains and Outriders and Feral Manticore and all this crap. I don't care. I'm not quitting. He also has two Halberdiers that are going to return for him. Whereas when my men flee, he chases them off the field. So I'm in a bad way. I move over to this slightly denser pack of forest. Nobody in my infantry corps here has a shield except for the Aspiring Champions, so they're going to be fine. But my halberdiers my halberds are my best chance of fighting off his cav and his monsters, and he's being very smart and emptying every last bit of ammo into them, and I am left to do nothing but sit here and take it. So I keep trying to move the halberdiers around, trying to find somewhere where the cover works better, but nothing was working better. It just, taking pretty heavy losses. Armor piercing rounds, no shield, getting fired at from 3 directions. and I just couldn't think of anything else to do. Maybe somebody out there has a clue, an idea. I'd love to hear it, but what can you really do in this situation? You're completely pinned down. I think the only thing you can do is wait the storm out. So he starts sending his flyers around, so I think, oh, maybe he's going to make an attack. No, he just wants to get these halberds off the field. I pursue a little bit, but I'm not going to wander out with the rest of my units while he's so low on ammo. So now he's out of ammo, and we'll do this at 2 times speed. He dives in, I give chase, back into the forest. The only good thing is my men are fresh, so they're hurt and they're upset, but at least they're not exhausted. They've been, taking it easy here in the forest. Only a few minutes are left on the clock for the game itself at this point. I don't understand what he's waiting for, and I guess he's trying to get a line together there. So he dives in again. We beat on that mana core a little bit, and then here we're going to get down to the final showdown. So I line up because I see he's lining up, and I'm going to try to get some counter charges in here at the last second. I didn't have them in a locked group, so then I'm going to have to individually order them up. But I start thinking, I just want to kill the halberds first until he brings in his lords. So now he has these 2 Empire captains in here. I'm going to try to kill Empire captains. That's my only hope, I think, is to get rid of his leaders, and somehow maybe we can win this fight. So he's got him in there in the thick of it for a little while, fighting it out. I'm just trying desperately to get rid of these darn guys. Now, some of his outriders, they're pretty awful in melee combat. They're not enjoying fighting. Even a handful of Forsaken is a bit much for them, so they start to waver. And I finally get one of his Empire captains to waver. The other one was getting close to doing so, and I'm trying to kill him, but he's going to get away. So I turn around and say it's time to punish his cavalry. If I can get a chain route going, maybe that would work. So you notice a couple of them start to blink, so they're wavering and thinking about leaving the battle. I'm like, please, for the love of God, go away. Get out of here. You can see the bar starting to shift in his favor. Still not giving up. Still trying to kill an Empire captain. Kill him, kill him, kill him. Come on, guys. Look at that Forsaken ripping on him. Got our new aspiring champion beating on him. Now both of his Empire captains are wavering. So is the Feral Manticore. And suddenly the balance bar comes back to the middle and maybe a tiny bit in my favor. So I'm like, am I really going to pull this off? Well, he's routed. He's done. He's gone, shattered. Never going to see him again. So we start working on the second Empire captain. He's trying to pull out, but I've got quite a bit of big beefy chaos guys here beating on him. He's got a decent bit of health left, 399, and he's trying desperately to free him with the Outriders, but the Outriders don't like even looking at the Forsaken, let alone fighting them. And so I keep chasing, but he's going to get away. So I didn't get him. But everything he has is wavering, so I just start pounding on what's in front of me, which is this last halberd and these Outriders, and I start chasing them off the field. They shatter. Everything shatters, and Chaos wins one of the longest battles I have ever played in my life. So let's take a look of what that all boiled down to. Well, number one, good game to my opponent, Hipster White Jew. That's quite a name you got there, buddy. That was quite a fight. I don't like these kind of strict counter builds like this. It makes me wish that when you queued up, you picked a faction, and then you didn't see who you were fighting until, right before the battle, basically, and your armies were already chosen, because it would avoid this kind of cheesy crap. Is it... I don't know. Is it wrong or whatever, or gamey? For me, it's kind of cheesy, and I just think it's kind of in bad taste. But it is what it is, and that is the meta of this game, and it has been for quite some time. There's a lot of people on the ladder that just build these counter builds like this to try to find an easy win. But he didn't find one here, so, I hope you guys learned perseverance. Like, don't give up on a fight. Things might look really bad, and there are times where I concede, don't get me wrong, where there's absolutely no hope, and the bar's so far against me, and I have like 30 guys. I'll concede. I don't want to waste anybody's time. But if you think you have a snowball's chance in hell of winning, fight to the last. It's a lot of fun. You get to have some endings like this where you just feel really good afterwards. So my Forsaken ripped up. They did a great job, especially these two. Just tons of kills. The Aspiring Champions were there till the very last, like they always are, and that's what I like about them. They provide that leadership when all of your heroes and your lord are gone, and that's exactly what they did. They kept me in the fight. The Chaos Warhounds, not a lot of kills, but they really helped thin down those stinking Outriders, so I think they were worth it. The Manicores, my flying squad, they tried their best. I mean, it was close. That air war could have gone either way, and definitely if you didn't have all these Outriders, I would have fared a lot better. As far as my opponent's army, like I said, I'm just gonna label this under the category of cheese. This is kind of, I just don't dig it. But you know, no knock against my opponent. I just, that's my feelings. I don't like it. I don't think it's cool. It is what it is, right? So, I hope you guys enjoyed the battle. If you did, please hit like, please hit subscribe. Just press those buttons. It's all you got to do. It helps me out a lot, and I really do appreciate it. We've reached over 300 likes, which is really cool. You guys are the best. Thank you. Until the next time, this is the Magnus, and I'll see you on the ladder.